In today's episode, I'm talking about 5 things building a new business taught me about money, faith, and not losing my mind. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Money Mindset with Gull Khan. It's been nearly 2 years since I sat behind this microphone. 2 years. Now, some of you may have thought I disappeared. Some of you may have thought I am probably retired, sitting on a beach somewhere in the bay. And a few of you, I'm sure, have thought or assumed I've become enlightened and no longer need to talk about money. Trust me, none of those things happened. Instead, Allah decided I needed a masterclass. Now, not the kind that you buy online, not the kind that comes with a workbook, but one the kind that makes you cry, that makes you question your sanity, that you lose sleep over, that makes you doubt yourself. You get betrayed, make mistakes, learn lessons, get back up, and somehow keep moving forward. Anyway, over the last 2 years, I bought and rebuilt a manufacturing company. Now, if you know me, you know this is funny already. I spent years talking about money mindset, wealth consciousness, investing, coaching, and personal development. And Allah said, Go, let's put you into heavy industry. Tube bending. I know. Tube bending of all things, welding, factory machinery, supply chains, engineering drawings. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Honestly, half the time I didn't have a clue what people were saying or what we were talking about. I was dumbfounded a lot of the times. I walked into a world and I knew absolutely nothing about it. And yet, somehow, I kept going. Yeah, I did. Today, I want to share 5 biggest lessons I've learned, not just about business, not just about money, but about faith, resilience, and most importantly, trust. And about becoming the person your future requires. So grab your tea, coffee, protein shake, and let's dive in. It should be a fun one today. Lesson number uno. One, you don't need certainty to move forward. Let me repeat that. You don't need certainty to move forward. This is probably the hardest lesson of all. Most of us think confidence comes before action. No, it doesn't. Confidence comes after action. When I bought this business, I had never run a manufacturing company before, ever. I knew business, I knew law, I knew investing, I knew coaching, I knew public speaking, but manufacturing? Uh-uh. I didn't have a clue. Absolutely not. And yeah, it was it was hard to say the least. Every day felt like I was reading a book in a language I didn't speak, honestly, right? And here's what I realized. Most people are waiting for certainty before they take action, before they move. They're waiting until they know exactly what will happen, until they know the outcome, until they know they won't fail. But certainty isn't a luxury that almost and nobody gets. I mean, nobody gets that. Islamically, this is what tawakkul, I believe tawakkul is so powerful. Tawakkul isn't sitting on the sofa eating biscuits and saying Allah will provide. Absolutely not. Tawakkul is is tying your camel and then trusting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? You take action despite the uncertainty. You move despite the fear. You build despite the doubt. The Quran doesn't promise certainty, it promises guidance. Let me repeat that. It promises guidance. There's a difference. And the entrepreneurs that win aren't the ones with the most certainty. They're the ones willing to take the next step without it. Right? Lesson number 2. Betrayal is often a redirection. Now let's talk about something that nobody enjoys. Betrayals. Because if you've been in business long enough, somebody is bound to disappoint you. 100%. I can guarantee that for you. A partner. It could be a supplier. It could be an employee. It could be a customer. Maybe all four in the same week. Or if you're lucky, they'll do it on different days. And if you're unlucky, they'll coordinate, right? Now, I've had moments where I thought, oh my God, really? Like, really? After everything I've done for you? Seriously, I promise you, it wasn't long ago this happened recently to me as well. It just threw me off, completely threw me off recently. But I really did think, oh my God, after everything I've done for you, seriously, you do this? But it is. You know the feeling where it's one of those moments when your jaw drops, you stare at email wondering if you accidentally opened a comedy script. But here's what I've learned. Every betrayal revealed something I needed to know. Every disappointment removed someone who couldn't come to the next level. Every ending created space for something better. From a secular perspective, people reveal themselves under pressure. From an Islamic perspective, Allah reveals people to protect you. Sometimes the person leaving your life isn't a punishment. Promise you. I promise you. It's a rescue mission. And yes, it hurts. It absolutely hurts like anything, especially if you trusted the individuals, which you do, right? But the pain isn't proof you're on the wrong path. Sometimes pain is proof you're growing. Lesson number 3. Faith is believing before you can see it. Now, this was tough, a really tough one for me. But this one changed everything for me. People often think faith means believing life is good. No. Faith means believing when the evidence says otherwise. There are moments when things look absolutely impossible, and I promise you, there have been so many of those over the last 2 years for me that I've lost count. There are cash flow problems, unexpected costs, legal issues, staff issues, injury issues, betrayals, customer issues, machinery issues. Honestly, there were times, honestly, there are times, there are days when I really thought these machines were conspiring against me. I personally believe that, honestly. They were conspiring against me personally. I swear to God. I swear to God. Thank God for my maintenance engineer. He's amazing. But seriously, at times. But what I really want you to understand is every time I look back, I notice something which just blew me away. The solution always appears. Not necessarily when I wanted, but when I needed it. Allah always made a way. Sometimes through people, sometimes through opportunities, and sometimes through insights. And sometimes actually through closing doors. We just couldn't do certain things. I had to go in a different direction. I had to move forward. I had to close the company down. I had to do things differently. I had to find creative ways. So faith isn't seeing the staircase. Faith is taking the next step. One of my favorite sayings is, when Allah puts a dream in your heart, He has already created the provision for it. The challenge is whether you're willing to walk towards it before you can see it. Lesson number 4. The person you become matters more than the money you make. Now, you might find that strange, that might sound strange to you coming from someone like me, someone who talks about money mindset. But hear me out. The biggest gift from the last 2 years wasn't revenue. It wasn't growth. It wasn't success. It was becoming stronger, calmer, more resilient, more patient, more disciplined. And one thing that I've talked about in the past is, it really was highlighted here was money amplifies who you already are. If you're fearful, more money will magnify fear. If you're generous, more money magnifies generosity. The true purpose of wealth isn't accumulation, it's transformation. And that doesn't only develop your bank account. And I hope over the last few years, as I've mentioned, as I've spoken in my podcast, this is really brought home to you. The way I see it, Allah develops your character. God develops your character. And character is built under pressure. No doubt about it. Nobody develops patience when everything's easy. Nobody develops courage when there's no risk. Nobody develops trust when everything is certain. This whole process is creating you, not just your success. And sometimes we become so obsessed with reaching the destination that we forget the destination is becoming the person capable of holding it. Lesson number 5. Keep going. This sounds simple, but it might be the most important lesson of all. Keep going. When you're tired, keep going. When people doubt you, and I promise you, every single person in that company when I first joined doubted me. Every single person. And I still have them. I have a number of people still doubting me even now, not even after 2.5 years. But when people doubt you, keep going. When results are slow, keep going. When you make mistakes, and I promise you, you will. Absolutely, you will. So when you make mistakes, keep going. One thing I realized is that most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they stop. Success is often incredibly boring. It's showing up repeatedly, doing the work repeatedly, learning repeatedly, failing repeatedly, getting up repeatedly. There is something beautiful about stubborn faith. The kind that says, I don't know how, I don't know when, but I know I'm not quitting. And this one skill or ability that I've had has got me through so many dark, dark days and through so many situations. I've noticed that every breakthrough I've ever experienced came after a season when nothing seemed to be working. So the miracle often lies just beyond the point where most people give up. So carry on going. Final thoughts. If I could leave you with one message today, it would be this. You are capable of far more than you think. The business, the relationship, the dream, the book, the investment, the move, the dreams that you have, the next chapter, whatever it is, whatever it is. You don't need to have all the answers right now. You really don't. You don't need certainty. You don't need perfection. What you actually need is faith. You need courage. You need the ability to carry on going, to keep moving forward, regardless of what shows up. Regardless of what shows up. Because Allah really shows us the entire path. God doesn't do that. God simply illuminates the next step, and you need to have the ability to take action, to take that next step. And if you trust Him enough to take that next step, eventually you look back and realize that He was guiding you all along. Thank you for joining me in my first episode back. I have missed these conversations and I'm excited to see what comes up next. Until the next time, remember, money is never just about money. It's about who you become on the journey to creating it. Take care until the next time we meet. Love and blessings. Assalamu alaikum.